Can you hear me?
Hello? Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, I can hear you. You okay?
Good, man. How are you?
Good, thank you. Just let you know, you're on with myself, Ray, and Patrick on the MMA Mental podcast.
Okay.
Brilliant.
Hey, great to talk to you, Douglas.
Hey, man. You too, man. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Right, you take over, Patrick.
Okay. Yeah, thanks again for your time, Douglas. You've been a real active pro fighter since you debuted in 2006. You've been fighting about 3 to 5 times a year, and you only had 2 fights in 2012, though. So how eager are you to get back in the cage in 2013?
Man, very excited about it, man. It's only the second time I fought this year. I would like to fight a lot more than that. But, it's okay. It's time to train and get better. I'm just very excited to get back on this tournament. Get another win over there, man. I'm very excited.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, how big is the move to Spike for you in Bellator?
Yeah, it's gonna be big, not only for Bellator, but for me as well. Gonna be a lot more viewers, millions watching. So it's just another chance, to show the work for more people. Just gotta fight harder, man, fight better, do better than I did last year. That's the idea.
Yeah, well, hey, and if you can improve what you already been doing, you're a big fan favorite in Bellator. A lot of great knockouts, lots of great finishes. You had a great showing and getting back into the win column against Jacob Ortiz. You almost knocked him out in the second round with a big knee and then a big right hand. Did you think the ref was close to calling that fight right then?
Yeah, man, there was some points in the fight that I thought he was gonna call it, but Jacob is very tough. He can't take a lot of punishment. I was really hitting him with everything that I had. I was really trying to finish that fight since the first round, the first knockdown. I really tried to finish it there, but, the guy just kept coming. But, I was just glad I got the finish, of the fight. And I don't like decisions. And, I was just very happy that I got to finish, late in the third.
Yeah, it was a great finish, too. The big head kick to end it, that was a beautiful finish. Now, 19 of your 22 wins are finishes. And you have a good mix, a lot of submissions, a lot of knockouts. Is there any method you prefer?
Not really, man. I just really like to finish the fight. Nowadays it's actually getting harder because, there's a lot more, tougher guys out there, but I'm just improving a lot, working a lot on the power, with my submissions, but it doesn't matter. I like a KO, and everybody likes to see a KO, but whichever way that I finish, I like it.
Well, it's certainly always entertaining. And going back a little bit, you had some really great success in Maximum Fighting Championship too, one of Canada's top promotions. How did it feel to win and defend the title in that organization?
Felt really good, MFC, really they took care of me, and I love those guys over there. It's good. It was just good, got my name out there a lot more, because it wasn't HD Net. So it was a great experience for me, fight on a big crowd on TV. So it was just the beginning of my, career pretty much. Because, that's what got me on the map was the MFC. So, for that, I'm always thankful for them.
Yeah, that's very cool. Now, looking forward a little bit, is there any word on your next fight? And do you know who you'd be facing or perhaps when the next welterweight tournament is?
Yeah, definitely. Next fight is January 24th. It's actually 3.5 weeks away. Thursday night. They gave me some names of the opponents, but I'm not allowed to mention them yet. I think they should announce it next week, or end of this week. But yeah, okay. It's very close. I'm already in shape. I'm just cutting the weight right now. Very excited, man. Just getting back there really soon. Back on the welterweight tournament.
Awesome. Glad to hear it. And, Ray, I know you had some questions for Douglas, so I'll pass it off to you, sir.
Brilliant. And obviously, we just want to first of all say, Douglas, we really appreciate you coming on the show today.
Yeah, no problem, man. Thank you.
Cool. What I'd like to do, I'd love to try and break down a little bit and go into a little bit of history about yourself. Obviously, you've been fighting for a few years, as Patrick mentioned, and you've been very active as well. What made you get into mixed martial arts?
Man, I just really like action movies, man. Van Damme, Bruce Lee, all those stuff. As a kid, I was watching that. I can't, back in Brazil, I never had the chance to train. I always wanted to do something, but we could never do it. So I moved to the US here when I was 11. And the first chance I had, I went to a gym, started training under Junior Ascension. And, from there on, I just fell in love with it, man. It's just something that I really enjoy, and I like the action, the training, everything, just learning every day. It's a very cool sport. Just in love with it right now.
I mean, obviously, you talk about starting training, and you've had a lot of fights. You're obviously only 24, so you're still a very, very young fighter. So you must kind of feel like, what you can do within the sport, the potential's endless, really.
Yeah, I'm still young, man. I really want to be known everywhere. I want to be a big time champion someday. So I'm just looking, fighting towards that goal. Training hard every day, just thinking about that. And I want people to remember my name. I want to be entertaining. I want to finish fights, and that's it. That's the whole idea.
Have you got, obviously, you've got a very exciting fight style, because you are somebody who likes to finish fights, which is not what we always see in other fighters, but it's what we see in you. Have you got any fighters that you like, or you kind of base your style on?
Man, actually I grew up watching, Vanderlei Silva back in, those Pride days. Just the shoot box guys, man. They were very aggressive, great strikers. I really try to fight like them, like they used to fight, you know what I mean? Just an aggressive style. That's what I like, nowadays, Anderson Silva, I'm really a big fan of all of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I just try to fight like them.
I mean, we talk about your aggressive style, and I think it's quite fair to say that the higher up the ladder you get and the tougher opposition you face, the harder it is to finish, like you've said. If you look at some of the names you've faced, you've already faced quite a lot of tough opposition, some very experienced fighters, and you've still been able to, to get a finish. Have you got any of your finishes or any of the fights what stood out to you as a favourite fight or a favourite finish?
A favorite finish? Like you said, it's getting tougher, but, the tougher it is, the more you gotta train. So I think I'm doing the right things, so far so good. But definitely, my favorite finish is against, Chris Lozano. I think that was one of the cleanest KO of my career. It was a really big right hand that landed on the right spot. The noise, everything was awesome, man. I mean, it's just a beautiful KO. For me, I think that's my favorite, of all. So far of my career, that's my favorite.
And how nice was it as well, knowing that meant you were then into the final as well?
Yeah, into the Senators, I fought Senators after that, so it's kind of basically the same thing, but the other one was a lot better. Donald Chris was a lot better.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So, obviously, the move to Spike is obviously gonna be big for yourself and big for Bellator as well. How excited are you about getting this bigger stage?
Man, it feels good, man. It feels good, a lot more viewers, just push me even harder, you know what I mean? I think there's a bigger responsibility now, because, I'm fighting for more people are watching. So it's my obligation to deliver a great fight, great exciting fight. So that's what I'm there to do. I can't wait. Very excited, no pressure, so it's gonna be fun.
And also, from when you started to obviously now, with you being, as established as what you are now, how has your training changed, and who are you training with now as well?
The training is still hard, but it just add more coaches. We got, a lot better coaching now, better training partners, so everything is just a lot better. I train, my Muay Thai with world champion Manu and To, my Jiu-Jitsu with Juan Jucan. Wrestling, Jeff Bedard, Raymond Jordan is there to help us out, Sean and Brian Stan, the Assunção brothers, my brother Diego Lima, who's, coming along really good now. It's just, a lot of guys, a lot of great fighters, experienced fighters, UFC, Bellator, everybody's there. So it's a room full of talent. And I'm just very glad to be part of that, really improving my game, everywhere. My wrestling especially, really working hard on my wrestling since my last loss to, Askren, but it's getting a lot better and improving.
Brilliant. Well, obviously we really appreciate you coming on, but before we let you go, I just want to give you a chance to shout out any friends, family, sponsors, and also let people know about your Facebook and Twitter so they know how they can follow you.
Yeah, definitely, man. Everybody out there, that's hearing this, that's watching me, follow me, please, on Twitter, at Phenom Lima, like my Facebook page. And, shout out to everything, man. All my sponsors, All Max Supplements, helping me out monthly with it. Yeah, that's it. Shout out to all the fans, man. Just keep on the lookout, man, because I'm coming hard, I'm coming to deliver exciting fights. And, that's it. And thank you guys for the interview, man. It was a pleasure.
Awesome. We really appreciate you coming on, Douglas. And we know there's big things for you. I mean, we've already seen big things. We know there's bigger things. And we look forward to seeing you fight in a few weeks as well.
Appreciate that, man. Thanks for the time. Thank you.
Cool. Thanks for coming on, Douglas.
Speak to you soon,
thank
Douglas.
You, man. Not a problem, man. Anytime. Thank you.
Cool. Bye, Douglas.
All right, brother. Bye.